Alright, guys, time to talk about the Race to the Top event, my approach on it, and the characters that I've chosen for this event. Alright, trying to keep it short. I've done this video a few times before, and yeah, it's a time sink, but I'm trying to do better. First of all, my approach on this event is to be doing my daily chores the same way I'm doing them every day. So I'm not gonna be stressing for this event. I'm gonna be just playing regularly. And what that means is I'm doing my 50 core refreshes on campaign energy daily. I'm using my campaign energy and my ISO 8 energy and my incursion and energy daily. I'm grabbing my free refreshes and I'm using the ISO 8 refreshes when the event comes where we use these refreshes. Other than that, I'm not going to be stressing out for this event. This approach should take us to level 98. So that's going to be some way off from the cap, which is 100. So we're not going to be maxing out this event, but I feel like it's not ideal anyways. My sort of reasoning for this is that these events that require you to build up certain characters are always a trap. They're not trap because Scopely intended them to be a trap or they want to trap you, but they're a trap because you're spending resources on characters that might be suboptimal and you want to be saving those resources for other characters that might come up in the future. So they're always a sort of a trap, but not intentional traps in a sense. Other things is that this event is super resource hungry. You're gonna be spending millions of gold. You're gonna be spending a ton of training materials. I advise that you farm those daily to keep up with this event. Also, one thing to notice is that you should really think hard about which characters to build just from the level perspective. By that I mean that it takes a lot more gold to bring up a character from level 0 to 100 than from level 95 to 100. So that sort of means that you should think about bringing up new characters that are released to this event or whether you should be waiting on them a bit until this event is done. It's still gonna be 34 days until it's done, so it's gonna take some time, but I feel like the best approach is to level up characters that are already at level 95. And one other thing is that is sort of obvious. You should definitely value the characters that have double trait super high because you don't have to build as many characters if you use those guys. Alright, so let's go to the actual characters that I've chosen. And I have this neat sort of trick where I keep my characters listed. I use my VS battle favorites and then I can just use any trait to check up on my characters. So here's the 10 bio characters that I've chosen. Short explanation. Super Scroll, best character in the team. No argument on that. Bring him up first. And that's it. Nova and Red Skull are sort of in the same slot in a sense that they're both legendaries. They're both not that great at the moment and slowly dropping out of meta, but they're still good characters and you want to take them because they are legendary and you probably going to use those guys in the Dark Dimension 7 or other events like that in the near future. Tigra is definitely my personal choice. I love the new Avengers from War Offense and I'm definitely going to bring her up to the moon because she slaps. Same goes for Thing. Venom and Carnage are here because they're old characters. I already have them at level 95 and they're part of the new Infestation team. If you have the newer characters of this team already built up, you should definitely bring those guys up. But if you don't, you might want to think about skipping these guys until the event is over and then start building them up, like I said previously. Iron Man Zombie, Juggernaut Zombie are characters that I value highly. I have built them already, and I'm gonna be building them up and making sure that this team is gonna slap in war and wherever. To me, they have value, but I feel like to most players they are not as built, and you should probably skip these guys. Spider-Man 2099 is the last character on my list. Doesn't do that much. Doesn't need the level definitely, but at the same time, part of a team that has an original character, and most likely it's gonna have a lot of value in the future. So, sort of a character that I'm just bringing along with these guys. All right, to the next one, which should be Mutant, if I remember my alphabet correctly. Let's see over here. Apocalypse, easy choice, second best character at the moment in the game. Definitely bring him up, no question about that. Then we have the Extreme X-Men. I have all of them here. I wouldn't probably always value raid teams as highly as this, but they happen to be an exceptional extreme raid team in the sense that they actually work in other game modes as well. They are great in Crucible, they are great in War Defense, they are great characters overall. You can use them all around. We haven't probably even found out all of their potential, so I feel like these guys are worth it. Then we have a lot of characters, well, the remaining 4 characters that are up to debate. I feel Rogue has the same reasoning as Nova and Red Hulk previously. She's a Horseman character, a legendary that you might want to use in the upcoming Dark Dimensions. She also has some use with the Extreme and X-Men, except example in Cosmic Crucible defense. So she's actually a pretty good character, but definitely I would say slowly falling from the meta. Definitely. Omega Red is an odd man out here because he's been alive for a long time, and it's all about his kit. The percentage heal still and flipping off buffs and everything, it's still relevant even after a long time, and his stats falling out of the radar a long time ago. He's still a relevant character and might be usable in Dark Dimension style of game as well. Firestar is a personal choice of mine because she's an exceptional Cosmic Crucible character. Definitely one of those characters that may make her team work a lot better when she's built up. Also, one interesting thing about Firestar is that she has that interesting trait of mutant city. We don't have too many of those characters, and that's a thing to consider in the future Dark Dimensions. And she was already a really useful character in Dark Dimension 6. And then we have Miss Marvel Heartlight. What can I say? I really hate this character. I hate her because she's unnecessary evil. We have to have her to really survive the arena meta at the moment. She's one of the only characters that can deal with Apocalypse somehow. She can actually tank that ultimate and then take the Falcon Punch and make sure that her team stays alive after that and can do something, even after Apocalypse Ultimate and Falcon Punch. Besides that, she actually doesn't have any use, I don't think, anywhere. You might argue that she's pretty good on war defense or whatnot, crucible defense. Yeah, but really, she's just there to take hits, and that's about it. And it feels like I want to build her just to keep up with the meta, but there's no use, like actual use, for me at least. She's there in the list, but I don't like it. I just have to do it, and yeah, that's about it. All right, let's go to the next trait, which is Mystic. Let's see where we are, over here, and here. All right. Doctor Doom, like I said, double trait, definitely a good choice in here. Dormammu, Uh, Definitely a good choice because Dark Dimension 7 is coming and we want those mythic characters in there. Dormammu might be one of the ones that we really, really want in there. Um, Besides that, we have Quicksilver, powerhouse of a character that you can use almost anywhere. And I feel like he's such an iconic character that I don't think they're ever gonna drop him out of meta. Most likely gonna get reworks before that ever happens, and definitely gets a lot better with power. So even though I don't have all of the red stars yet, it feels like the higher you get him, the better he will work, and it will make a significant difference with levels and with red stars and everything. But talking about that, the testament to that logic is Icarus. There's no character besides Icarus who better testaments that logic. The higher you have him, the better he works. Icarus is all about that. You either go balls to the walls on this guy, or then you just forget him. If you cannot like put everything on him, you shouldn't be building him at all. He's sort of an old character and sort of already kind of dropped out of the meta, but with the diamonds, he's back up there again. And yeah, that's the reasoning for him. If you can build him, build him. If you haven't, you might want to skip him. Icarus is here just to complement. Cersei is here just to complement Icarus. Cersei definitely doesn't need the gear or the levels or whatnot to function. But at the same time, if you're building Icarus, you might as well build Cersei. She's definitely one of the last choices in this list, in this mystic list, but not a bad character in any way. Ghost Rider Robbie, uh, the love of all of the content creators, definitely an awesome character. Works in Dark Dimension, works in defense, works in pretty much everywhere. But I feel like maybe he's not up to all of the hype that he's being given. Definitely a super good character, but I would be wary on like investing super highly on him, like the third diamond or anything. Even if you are spending 3 diamonds on someone, I'm not sure if Robbie is the first choice. I would probably bring someone else before that, and I would think about building up Robbie past 2 diamonds because they are quite scarce. Super good character, still high on the meta, still doing a lot of good work in a lot of game modes, so definitely a good choice here. Spiderweave and Deathpool, both original characters, both I would say not in the highest meta at the moment, but still in there, still in the fights. Um, Both work better when they have a lot of power and a lot of levels, a lot of stars and gear and diamonds and whatnot, but not maybe as much as, let's say, Ghost Rider, Quicksilver, Icarus, or maybe even Doom or whatnot. Still super good characters, and there wasn't too many like good choices in Mystic, so I would definitely take those guys in. Um, Morgan Le Fay goes in the same category with all of the Horsemen and maybe Nova, in that maybe not the on the highest meta at the moment, maybe not the most important character, definitely a good character, no doubt about that. Uh, but the main thing that you want to build her for, I think, is the legendary tag or the horseman tag. You want those, you need those in different game modes, Dark Dimensions for Apocalypse and whatnot. So yeah, that's take that into consideration when building these guys up. Gwenpool was definitely my last choice. Um, there might be better choices than that for you, maybe even for me. But if I feel like as a Crucible character, I want to build her up, I don't feel too good about that choice, but she's there. Alrighty. Then to skill. And here we go. And Kestrel, the easiest choice here by far. Double trade, super good character, works in different and multiple game modes. Easy choice. Black Cat, exactly the same. Super good character, super meta, works in different game modes, and yeah, both of these gals are super good with more power, more gear, more diamonds, more stars, and more everything. They just wreck. My personal choice, Mockingbird and Ronin, are, I think, on the skill section, they might be actually worth thinking about, even for someone who doesn't invest on the new Avengers as much as I have, just because there isn't too many good choices for the skill section. Ronin is definitely a pretty good character in Dark Dimension. Uh, they have some use outside of war, but not much. But I like them, so I'm gonna be building them up. Nick Fury, I would say, is the third pick after Kestrel and Black Cat, just because he's legendary. He gets a lot of benefit from those levels. Yeah, a really good character. Definitely not in the highest meta as some, let's say, like Black Cat or Kestrel at the moment, but definitely in the works. And he's sort of like, I would say, future proof in a sense that his kit is super relevant in the future. The speed up that he gives to the team is going to be useful years from now. After those, I would say Craven comes next. Craven is a new character, part of an iconic villain team, the Sinister Six and the Superior Six, and yeah, part of a Cosmic Crucible team that's a really good team at the moment. And it feels like there's part of a team that it's gonna be checked for reworks in the future. After that, I would say it's a battle between Nakia and Gamora. Both are good characters. They're not exceptional, but they're good. Um, Gamora will most likely have more future proof than Nakia. Gamora being part of an iconic team, the Infinity Watch, and also Guardians of the Galaxy. So I feel she's like in the MCU and everything. So it feels like she might be more future proof than Nakia. Um, she also works in the same way as Icarus in that the more power you give him, the better the better her team works because she lives from the damage. If she can actually kill anyone with the ultimate, she can go another time, and that's just that that is really good. Nakia might not be as future proof as Gamora, but I think she's a bit more relevant at the moment. In the War Dog team, she does most of the damage with the ping and what else? She just enjoys it, deals a lot of damage. So if you can build anyone from that team really high, it's gonna be Nakia. After that, you can basically choose whoever. I feel like Black Order is a team that's gonna have. It's sort of an iconic team that I feel like they're gonna be reworked from time to time. They already got one rework. They're quite relevant at the moment. Not anything super crazy, but they're pretty good. And there's two like skill characters to choose from out of a skill roster that it's not so good at the moment. So yeah, I feel like those are pretty good choices. But looking at the skill roster, I would say that I would expect, of course, we have mutants, a lot of mutants coming, but I would expect that at some point we would be switching to skill. But that's just a speculation, but I'm waiting for that. If at some point we were Marvel Mystic Force, and now we are Marvel Mutant Force. I'm hoping that at one point we are moving to Marvel Skill Force. Who knows? All right. So skill is done, and then we have, last but not least, the tech. And here we go. So Kang the Conqueror, definitely easy choice here. One of the most powerful characters in the game at the moment. Kestrel and Doctor Doom, double traits, super easy choices. Green Goblin Classic, super easy choice as well. After that, I feel like you can mix and match a bit on your preference. I feel like Doctor Octopus is a pretty good fifth pick for this trait. Agent Coulson is my favorite uh, because of the new Avenger team. You can definitely take and mix and match few of the Sinister Six, Superior Six characters. Vulture and Spider Slayer to me feel like better choices than Mysterio. Mysterio is definitely a powerful character, but he's only powerful in war, whereas Spider Slayer and Vulture are a bit more used in different game modes. And Spider Slayer definitely is one of those characters that really start to function the higher you get him. So I feel like he might be the first pick out of those, Vulture the next one, and then Mysterio if you're ever gonna bring Mysterio into this trade. Spider-Man Big Time is one of those picks that you want to do if you have invested on the team. If you haven't, forget him. Iron Man Infinity War was a hard one because I really like the character and I feel like he has future potential. But the problem is his unique. This unique is so used and so scarce that it feels like I'm never gonna get him past Gear Tier 16 because I have to build, most likely I have to build Morgan Le Fay to Gear Tier 18 and then to Gear Tier 19 for the Dark Dimension 7, and that means, let me think, 25, maybe 30, so that's like 55 out of those osmiums, and I have 11 of those at the moment. So I need like close to 100. So let's say, yeah, 90 more to get him even to level 18. So that doesn't feel good. So that's my reasoning to think about it, but I feel like he has a lot of potential. All right, that's about it. 22 minutes. Took way too long, but hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Alrighty, bye.